podemos ir allí. Puede ser. You play cremazo. Casa en piscina, va a venir acá. Se han ido y han gradio. Cada desactivar na otra mure. En la otra mure. Saque blava que van a otra mure. I want to go. I told cada desactivar to. En a to. Saque blava que va to. En a to. Bao bisi a to. Janji did a to. Boto Ludovic. So, I do you be the green and so. Madam Suaro.
Okay, welcome to the Global Show tonight again. We got the team of Edith Poah here tonight. He's always here, and we always say the platform is open. When you call us, we bring you. If you don't call us, that means we're not going to force you to bring you over here. So we had Edith team the other time, and we got him again tonight. So last two had election commission. So Edith team is here tonight. Collins, Mr. Zaya Polah, and then Mr. Prince, and VK. And I'm here tonight to share the platform. Election now is coming up. We got 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 1 day. So 15 days for the election. And the convention is about 13 days for the convention. So we're going to have these programs. We're going to have these shows. And if you want to come up. But we don't rush down people. If people call us, we bring them. One of them, you call us, we bring them. So tonight we got Mr. Thelma come here from all the way Iowa, Collins from Maryland area. And then Zaya Polah, Freeman, Madison, the guy with the voice of standard. He's always, I think he's from PA, Maryland, on our side, somewhere. But they're all going to tell us with their main location. Share the show. Please share the show. Please share the show. That music in the background, we want to make it our theme song. We're trying to. We don't know yet, but we're trying to make it out. And then that's what we're going to do. So share the show. Share the show. Lambo Nelson. Some Valley man himself is here tonight. We are here tonight again with Mr. Collins, the former president of this organization. I got to welcome PP Share the show. Share the show. I think I got to call. So at least I explain this show, this music. I understand a little bit, not Paul. Okay, that one, that boy Kenny, the Muslim Kenny. And I get no money for food. And I get my money. So that's all we're going to do tonight. Please share the show. Please share the show. Please share the show. Please share the show.
You play cremazo. Casa en piscina, va a venir acá. Se han ido y han gradio. Cada desactivar na otra mure. En la otra mure.
I'm sharing the show here.
Saque blava que van a otra mure.
I'm sharing the show.
I want to go. I told cada desactivar to. En a to. Saque blava que va to.
Yeah, me apoyo. Working again. Yeah, my phone. You're watching from Phoenix, Arizona. That's Ruth. Ruth Baye is watching me from all the way to Phoenix, Arizona.
Madam Suaro, una boye de ma vaya kwa. Cada desactiva vai wankiao. Uno azu ye nyamgo. Wo yo mode. Esi go koratina azu ye nyamgo.
waiting on Mr. Collins to take his seat in the back. Just want him to take his seat. And we're going to bring it on now. Then we're going to start the show. Mr. VK, welcome to the Prince Double Show.
Thank you.
Hey, over there, VK. Sit down, okay, we're going to stop the music here, and we're going to get these gentlemen on here. They are here. They've been in the back for some time. They are here now. Who's singing this song?
I'm a little man beyond the man enjoying the song. The man who
enjoying the song now. I can so. The man will liberate. The man will liberate your mind. Then the man got me job it. The song now some more song. So how you doing, man? How the weather on your end?
Doing good. Iowa weather is so, my man. Iowa, the only place today can be hard, tomorrow be cool. We don't understand what is it about. Like,
I mean, our end here rain all day, man.
Yeah, it rained today too. Yesterday, Iowa can be 70 degrees today, tomorrow be 40 degrees.
That bipolar, huh?
Bro, Iowa is crazy. The weather, yeah.
The whole weather, that bipolar operation. Now, how is it Minnesota weather looking? It can get jump. You go where shit. It's the sunshine. You think the sun reaction, but the cool one on the sun.
Yeah, you gotta keep sweater in your car.
Yeah, you gotta keep it there.
Your car outside with share where you get from inside play where it's already cool.
Yeah. So man, we're gonna bring in Collins, but we gotta start the show. I will let you guys to introduce yourselves again, even though the people know you guys, but just do it for the betterment of the show and the progress of the show. So let's go. Let me start with Mr. VK here.
Yeah, so
1 minute, let me bring the president sitting in the seat now. So let me bring him over here and see. Let me take myself down here and bring the president up here. So the president. So we'll start from VK. We'll go to Mr. Freeman. We'll go to President Collins. And then we're going to start a conversation tonight. So where you joining us from? Where you and your name, introduce yourself.
Sorry, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us on the Prince Double Show this evening. My name is Valico Cabo. That's why you see everybody calls me VK. I'm the secretary of the campaign of Team Poah, calling from Iowa, Des Moines. It's a pleasure to be here today talking to our people and laying out a platform for Madam Edith Poah's second term as the president of GGAA. Thank you for having me on the show.
You guys are confident. Mr. Doc Jair Poah
esoteric.
Yeah, man, don't need anybody where you got to drink okra sauce.
I got the floor?
Yeah, you.
All right, Prince. Afrocentrically, my name is Jair Poah.
Man, can you do me a favor, man?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Can you speak standard English, man, so we can understand you, man?
Yeah. Yeah. So I like to go my African root, so I like to call myself Jair Poah. So Eurocentrically, you can call me Madison, Freeman, all of that. But I like to go with the Afrocentric route. So that's what they call me Jair Poah, because there's a reason why. But we want to say thank you, Prince, for having us on the show tonight. We want to say thanks to the viewers for joining us. Yes, I'm in the state of Maryland. I'm the campaign spokesperson for Team Poah. We are here tonight to market our candidate to the voters. And those that are still ambivalent, you are undecided, we want to appeal to your conscience tonight so that you can see a reason to elect Edith Poah. But I will stop there, Prince, until we get into the subject. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you too. Mr. Collins.
Yeah, of course, Prince. I'm Tillman Collins. Once the national president of GGA and a senior advisor to Madam Poah campaign team.
Senior advisor.
Yes.
This is senior advisor.
Senior
I thought
advisor
you're a senior strategist.
And head of the not strategy.
Oh. Okay, let me see here. Come on, good now, I'm set. Okay. Election is about almost about 2 weeks. We're gonna be here in a convention election. You're gonna be here in KY, Kentucky. People say Louisville. And how's your campaign move? How your campaign going? Is it it's the final stage now? So how you doing? You muted yourself, bro.
Yeah, the campaign is going great. The campaign is going well. We are confident.
Playing the thing in the back.
No, I don't know in the back, but somebody's phone is ringing. But
Okay.
anyway, yeah. So again, the campaign is going well. We're very confident. Our campaign is confident in what is going on, and we're happy with where we're at this point in the campaign. The campaign is going awesome. I think Madam Poah have made her case, and we have made the case on behalf of the president or the people of GGA and grandchildrens all over the United States why she should be re-elected as president. And we are confident that that message has been received, and the feedback we are getting is very positive. So I mean, we're looking forward to going to Louisville and winning the elections.
You're doing finishing touches now.
Oh yeah, we're doing a lot of finishing touches again.
You reached all those states. By 2021 to 22, you reached all those states. You got people coming to this program.
We have reached every state that is registered with the union, and we got people from every single state coming to Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I hope we
so
have
Prince, to add on to what VK, the campaign is doing. It's just a matter of time for the president to be re-elected. Yeah, so we are just waiting for time. We have done a lot of work all over the various states and the non-states. Our team is working very hard, and we are not taking anything for granted. We are engaging our people, making sure to see why Edith Poah should be put back, because the success, the amelioration of the plight of our people in Grand Jeddah is very, very important. We have to make sure that that little child who is not in school, that father who has not seen a dentist before, that mother in Grand Jeddah County, or our beautiful queens, the women that get on motorbikes when they are pregnant to go to the hospital. Those are things Edith Poah, been thinking about. So putting her back is the right thing to do, and we are confident. We trust the people of Grand Jeddah. Edith Poah will be elected. We've seen the momentum. We've seen the ladies. They are coming up to campaign for her. It's marvelous. We are doing great. Thank you.
Good. The campaign is on course, and you guys are making progress, reaching out to the people. So let me ask you guys this one question. So far, for 2 years now, we're going 2 years, and Edith been our president. You think she need to improve? There's something she need to improve on, or what can you tell us about if something that need improvement? What do you think Edith need to work on if the people give her the second term?
Well, like everything always needs improvement. Anybody who's not willing to improve or grow, then there's a problem with them, right? So I think every government, I think it have done exceptionally well in stabilizing this organization, in bringing the level of dignity that GGA needs, and I think she will improve on that. I think one of the things you will see in her second term will be a lot of implementations of things that she want to do. You will see more things happening in Grand Jeddah for for the people of Nigeria and even in the United States. So I think, the women have done well. I said again, when you look at the organization over the past few years, when Edith took over, she had a duty to stabilize this organization. When you see 1,200 people register to go to Kentucky, that's because people is beginning to believe in this organization again. People is beginning to like what they see the organization doing. So I think, what Edith will improve on will be leaving a legacy that other presidents can come and just work with. I think there'll be more things that I'll be doing. And she's already started the 44 container that was sent with medical supplies and school supplies. The nursing school that they helped to reopen. So you will see more of that. I think that's where you see a lot of the improvement. There'll be more implementation of projects because they are putting a system that can track those projects, look for sustainability, and that's where you will see more improvement in either second term.
Okay. Mr. Collins?
Yes, sir.
Welcome back. There was a disruption, and we got you back.
I try to put my phone down. Yeah, do not disturb.
Do not disturb. Oh, okay. So there were these Edith critic who said that Madam Poah did not audit her predecessor. There are projects and things that are done in Nigeria back home that we don't even know the cause of those projects. Can anybody speak to that? Especially Mr. Collins. There's a statue, monument. We don't know how much we spend on that. And the people saying Edith does not even care to know how much we spend on that.
Prince, you see, look, I heard the same criticism when we were elected, and when Edith was vice president, and people said when we came in we should have audited the matter. We have a system in the Nigeria Association. The board check and progress report on a quarterly basis. So if you stay in power like for 2 years, or you take the responsibility of the Nigeria Association, and after everything, you set up a transitional team and come up with a report that you see. If you have anything, you submit it to the board, and you'll see how you can organize, check and balance to find where you'll consider audit. Those are distractions, and people want you to get involved in things that you'll not be able to go forward. The board has not complained about, all of us here don't know what the cost of the project in Nigeria, especially when it has to do with the movement. The board has not complained. When Mr. Yubote was doing his financial report and other things concerning the project, the board never registered anything. So to be able to even institute audit when you come to power, after your transition, if you're not pleased with it, especially when you see or glaring financial impropriety, you can write the board and tell them, look, this is what I've seen, and I think we should be able to put a financial system together to do a check and balance that you consider audit. So I don't think that Edith don't care. I think she wanted to just take the organization and hit the ground running to see how she can repair the organization. We needed people to come back on the organization. We needed people to rebuild their confidence in the Nigeria Association. And if you look at what is happening now, and you look at the programs that she put together, you see people going to conventions and other programs, especially the women. You will know that she's done well. If you see that 21 chapter, all of those chapters that were sleeping registered for this convention, that's a clear indication that at least she's doing something that people are seeing, for which they're coming back. So I'm not downplaying audits. I want accountability, but I think if everybody got priority when you come to power, and you want to be able to do things that will restore the confidence in the people to come back to the Nigeria Association. I think that's what she did. And that what we got today, that what you see a lot of people rushing to Kentucky to attend the convention.
Right, and more to what President Collins said, when you look at where the organization was, as I said previously, when Edith took over, if she was going to go strictly to an audit, it was probably going to fragment the organization more. There would have been more problems and and a lot of issues there. Her job was to stabilize things. So I don't think you don't stabilize things by saying, audit your predecessor. Those guys were going to crowd foul. Their supporters were going to be like, Edith is chasing behind this person and that person. So she had to consolidate. She had to bring the organization back. So in hindsight, people can say that now, but when she came to power, when the organization, what we saw what happened in Des Moines when we were here, and you take power, then you have to consolidate the organization. I audit, and the second thing is when you're having an audit, there are processes for people to make audit prints. You know, you can't just work and say I'm auditing this person. There are processes to that audit. So when you want to make an audit, there must be a process.
Okay.
So the thing about, you know, saying it is not auditing, there must be a process in GGAA as an organization of how we audit leaders. So that when the president comes to power, you say, listen, this is the process of how to audit our leader. You know, and when you do that, I think that's something that the board needs to take on, and maybe at the convention we need to look into that and see, you know, what's the process of auditing past leaders and present leaders and future leaders. That's something that needs to be put on the books. But you know, for the stability of the organization, a lot of people are called either don't like peace, either is not doing peace. No, either love peace. That's why when the organization was going through these problems, she decided, like, you know what, we'll take the peaceful route. We'll rebuild and rebrand this organization instead of going after people, because guess what? It was going to cause way more problem than it was going to offer solutions to us.
Prince, let me come in. I think there are two questions. The first one you ask, what is it that the president needs to improve on? And I think, like VK properly pointed out, there is always a room for growth, right? So, I mean, she has a lot of projects or things that she wants to do, and because the organization where she started from, unlike other previous administration that started with some funds, you know, for her she started with negative, you know, so she has to generate first. She has to pay the debt that was led by the previous administration, which are talking about 25,000 United States dollars. So she has to pay that first before she can even raise funds to tackle her own projects. You know, so yeah, she has, I mean, her own agenda. We talked about agriculture, in the area of education. She has initiated the program already, sent the 44 continue back home with school supplies and medical stuff. But that there's still room for improvement. While you say why the president has not conducted audit, I mean, Prince, again, it goes back to my initial point. Auditing people requires some money, right? And when you come to office and you have negative balance, I mean, how do you initiate audit? I mean, so audit at this point should not be the priority. It's first to put the fundamentals in place, because there is nothing in place for her. The previous administration, I mean, they didn't leave. I mean, like Julius Nyerere would say, you are never successful until your successor succeeds. No. So had the previous administration succeeded, that means she will have a better foundation to stand on to do certain things, you know. But as is right now, she's starting from zero, you know. So yeah, auditing is now peripheral. I mean, it's not that we don't believe in auditing, because I think the people resources has to be accounted for. But in the meantime, you can't take a step until you start to walk and you get a better place to stand up. And that's what she's doing right now, making the environment to be conducive before she can do other things. Thank you.
And please, let me just say something before we go to the next question. I mean, I know people are asking for audit, but you have to ask, you know, yourself this question. If we're asking for audit, can we ask what has been done to secure the people's resources? And I think that's where if people look at leadership, you say, yeah, it's a woman who came to a leadership where there were no accountability. And she had put processes in place for every penny and every money in GGA to be accounted for. If somebody wants to audit Edith, you can follow the paper trail. But if you go audit somebody else, there's no paper trail. So Edith, even though she didn't do audit, but what she did is she put the best financial practices in place that's going to serve GGA well for years to come. And I think when you're looking at the future and say, where do we go from here? That's where you look at Edith and say she has done exceptionally well.
Okay. There's another rumor going around about the administration, the current administration, Madam Poah and Mr. Isaac, you know, about sending a container during election period. They always say it's all there. Why now? Why shouldn't do it all that time? Why should doing it now? We're in the election period. then she's sending it to gain political point and all that stuff. Mr. Collins, you've been a president before of this organization, and it was under you, and you worked as as your VP. What would you say to those people who say, "Why now? Why isn't campaign continue now in election period? Campaign cross period."
The first thing here you got understand that Grain Judah Association does not have a place that will go and just pick up materials and send to Liberia. The process, there's a process. We got to negotiate with people. We got to be able to talk to people to be able to help us. And it depends on when they agree and when they are willing to help. One aspect of it. The second aspect here is that our people does not have timeline when it comes to what they need.
Okay.
Right now, as we speak, if you got people in the hospital that need stuff for probably the operating room or something, you will say, no, we're not sending it now because we're having election. I don't want to send it because when we send it now, they will say because of elections. No. So if she has the opportunity to send anything, even right now, somebody say, look, I got this, and somebody is taking a container, you can help to put it on to get it to Grain Judah. If anybody, any rational person, anybody that loves the country will go and take advantage of that situation. So I just feel it's a lazy argument. I think we should commend this administration for doing things that they're doing. Edith have done, even without a container, there's so many things that she's done in the organization, and we just spoke about it. Rebranding and bringing all of us back. See the number of chapters I've registered and saying the names. You got a roster. You can attest to that. See how people are concerned about traveling down there. I mean, the first week in May, everybody heading towards going to Kentucky. It wasn't like that. Check the accounts that she has. She was in negative balance. At least she got more than $51,000 in her account for all of us. Despite all the many things that she's done, helping the community college nursing program, sending a container, taking care of stuff on the ground. So, I mean, for somebody to come at this time and say, why are you sending the container, or why are you sending these things at this time because the election is coming? I don't think anybody is going to vote for Edith based on the container that she sent. I think most of the people feel that this organization has been rebranded. They feel that the organization has traction. They feel they can be proud again of the organization, and they will want to support this administration so that they can continue the work. That's the reason why most of the people I talk to, when I call them, they say, you just remind us about the past, because we hear a lot of good things about Grain Judah Association now. Most especially financially, you won't make payment, you pay strictly, you're not even paying like the way. I always tell people, it's far better than what we did when I was president. This is the major problem that Grain Judah is, honesty, transparency, and making sure you know where your money is. If you want to find out, you can find out today. You don't even have to be on a board. You don't have to be a chapter president. You can find out how much you have in the account. And I'm sure the bank statement, I'm confident 100% the bank statement will be all over the place when we get to Kentucky to tell you what you have. And the program, we're not going to borrow money to have this program. One of the things I feel very proud of, because in all the times I've been in Grain Judah Association, with the exception of what happened in Des Moines the last time, Grain Judah Association does not borrow money from people. So the Grain Judah Association is taking care of their own expense, and then they will be okay when they go down there. So the container is just one aspect of it. I think people are supporting this Madam President because of the hard work that she's done outside the container.
Prince, let me give a shot at that question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so the first thing when you say why now, then we must ask the antithesis, the opposite to that question, why not now? That's what we should ask too. So if during campaign people don't get sick, the people at the hospital in Grain Judah does not need medication, the medical staff in Grain Judah, they don't need gloves, they don't need medical equipment during campaign time, or during campaign time, students, they don't need copybooks, they don't need computers, they don't need learning material. So the question, why now, is nonsensical, because every time, I think it was Dr. King who said, it is always right to do that which is right, you know, all the time. It's always right to do that. So if you have the materials and the children don't have learning material, you should wait until after campaign before you help children that are in need of learning materials. I don't think so. So the time is always right to do that which is right. I mean, when people are dying, if you are a doctor, Fred, in a time Prince, and you are a doctor, and you are running for office. Because you're running for office, you will not help the people that are sick. No, you still have to do your job. So this is an administration that was put in place to serve the people of Grand Jeddah County. So what it is during campaign time, not campaign time, when she has the help to give the people, why not? So the question is just a nonsensical question to ask. Why now? Why help people now? Why not help people now? That's the question. When somebody need help, you shouldn't help the person. You should wait and say, you know what? I mean, this is election time, so let me watch that person to suffer. It doesn't make sense.
And then look at it this way, Prince. Who are the people who are making these allegations? If you look at the people who are making the opposition, which are our opponents, they are, and these are the same people who come and say, "Oh, Edith did nothing. Edith did nothing." And so when you point out to what she's doing, they say, "But why you do it? Because it's campaign season." But you know, that argument is very lazy because, like President Collins says, except you don't know these things, you have to negotiate. Number one, these things it takes time and process. And Madame Poah is not here to politicize things. She will do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. So she doesn't jump and do things. She goes through the proper channel. She makes sure everything is done properly. And it takes time to get done. I said, when good development and good leaders take time to develop things. So when you see Edith doing these things, it's because she has taken the time. She has put in time to do research. She has put in time to make sure that the right processes are followed. So it doesn't, you know, when somebody said to me, why now? You know, it's like, okay, what did when Edith said she was running for a second term, did she say she was not going to be the leader of Grand Jeddah Association because she was running for president? Edith's job does not stop because she's running or because of an election year. She's the leader of GGAA. And the people who the Grand Jeddahs expect her to do their work at all times. And so she's out there doing her work as the president of this organization. So when the organization has the ability to send things to Africa, she's not going to wait to say, I'm going to wait till the election finish. She will do that now because the people are going to question her. Her people are going to ask her for account. And she's going to give them the proper accounting of what she has done. So when our opponents on the other side, you know, come up with these kind of statements, you know that they are coming with this kind of statement because their argument is not holding water. They don't have nothing to argue or they don't have anything to put on her. So they are coming, why now, why later, why 2 years from now, whatever time it is. Edith is doing her work. She's focused on what is best for GGA and what's best for Grand Jeddahs, and that's what she has been doing ever since.
Friends, please, if you don't mind, let me double down a little bit because this is important. All right. So, Prince, I think VK mentioned the opponents. You have to understand here we have two forces. You got the negative and the positive. The positive is the Poah's team. The positive force is to help the people in Grand Jeddah County. The negative force here, they don't want anything to be done for our people. So when you help our people, then they say, why are you helping the people? Why now? You know, they don't, because they want our people to continue to remain in this miasma of poverty, of suffering. So anytime you are doing something to improve the living condition of the people, the negative forces, they will rebel. They will come on the internet and start to run propaganda. Why are you helping the people? Why was the organization established? That's the question we have to answer. The question we have to answer. What is the mission of the Grand Jeddah Association? It's to sit back and people are suffering, and you say, oh, because it's campaign time, we shouldn't help. So there's a huge contrast here. If the table had turned, right? If we have government and the people that are running right now in power, guess what? Campaign time, they will not help our people. Our people will be suffering and they will be sitting down and say, oh, campaign time, we shouldn't help them. So it's the opposite. We are the opposite. We are saying every time we have the help we need to help our people, we will always do that. So for them, it's not always. Sometimes when it is expedient for them, they do it. But for us, it's all the time we help our people.
Pivot a little bit to the contract. I think VK was saying Iowa Des Moines 2023. And we saw the administration then by James Ubote and the board and changed Nightway, signing some document, legal document to build some park and some other programs, other projects for the organization, the Grand Youth Association. We are reliably informed that that contract has been canceled. No more. This current administration canceled it. Do you guys have any idea, Mr. Collins, why that program, why that contract that was signed in Iowa Des Moines it was canceled in the first place? Why the contract Grand Youth removed themselves from that?
Prince, I can speak to the contract and the process of running a contract. I think the best person to answer that question would be the entire administration, including the board. Because to get into a contract with anybody also besides the group you spoke about, the president, the national board, a lot of people are involved. What I can tell you here is that this president will get involved and support things that will be to the benefit of the Grand Youth Association. I knew her position from the beginning. She's worked with these people. I think she disbursed some money out to them when she took over. And whatever transpired during the process, I think you should direct the question to her and the national board, and they will tell you in details. I don't want to give any information here that I don't know about.
Okay.
Yeah, again, yeah, Prince, and yeah, I would say, I will have a conversation with the president. I'm not aware of the contract being canceled, but I can say that I was there when that contract was signed with the in Iowa in it might have been 2022. And that was part of the debt that this administration met on their books. That was a $10,000 that should have been paid to the contractors or that group, and I think this administration paid that debt. Now, as to what happened in the process of what the contractual issues are, I'm not aware, and I think Madam President will probably speak to that on Sunday. So, but again, I would say this about Edith. Everything that Edith does, she makes sure there's a process. She makes sure everything is in place, and she makes sure she does it the right way. If you look at what happened with the nursing school, there was a lengthy process. Okay, there was a process. There was a thought process. She had to go over that research, make sure there was sustainability of these projects before she disbursed funds. Edith is not just going to do anything just because it sounds good today. Most people like to do things where it sounds good or it looks good for that moment. She wants to do things that is long-lasting, that can work for this organization. So, I don't know what happened with that contract. Either the vice president, the president, and the board will probably at some point discuss it. Maybe when we get to Kentucky, it will be part of the issue they would discuss. But for what I know Edith to do, the woman is very thorough in making sure everything that she signs on behalf of GGA is for the betterment and the best of this organization. So if that contract, and it's a big if, or if it canceled, then she probably has reasons, and I will not speak to that, but I'll wait to hear from her, and hopefully she will throw light on that on Sunday.
Okay, I'm going to play a video, and I want people to speak to that video. This is a video from the last Saturday, I think on a Sunday in Phoenix, Arizona, group of Liberians, Granjidans, and the Gilman's team. The secretary on that ticket told the people in Phoenix, but I want you to listen to it because we'll ask a question in there if anybody have idea, anybody even heard what he's saying.
For the whole year, how much 3,600 that you get paid for office pay? Give you 60,000. When office pay for 300 for the whole year, how much 3,600 that you get paid for office pay? Yeah, but we taking 30,000 to pay lawyer. Do you know we pay lawyer every year 30,000? Since the fear of Utah. Oh, y'all know. Yeah, we pay lawyer 30,000. To fight the kids.
You got understood him? Mr. Collins?
I don't think he understood himself, And you see, one of the things that the guys, it's easy. If we pay, look, you do the math. if we pay $30,000 every month.
He said every year we pay 30,000 to a
Every
lawyer
month.
on Fred Grant time.
He said every year.
Every year.
We pay $30,000. We pay $30,000.
Paying a lawyer 30,000.
It's going to reflect on the financial. Yeah, it's going to reflect on the financial report. So I urge people to not listen to him. Let them look at the financial reporting that the administration.
But he's saying, Mr. President, this man is telling Granjidans that every year from Fred time. So Fred, I'm not counting Fred. From Fred, went to menu 2017. Menu were there 2018 and 2019. That 2 years.
But at 10 years from 2015 to 2020.
2 years. Listen, that 2 years. That 60 grand.
Yeah.
Then menu, remember you were taking for 4 years. 2 years your letter and then COVID came total that 100 and what? 120,000.
120,000.
And Edith now 1 year. So maybe he didn't pay for the year, but let's say Edith paid last year. So let's get carried that Edith paid last year. So you got 120,000 plus 30,000, 150,000 plus 60,000. So 210,000. But listen, I want you to watch his body language. See, he's doing that every year. So I mean, when someone is talking, they say like when they're doing that, you must know the man thing that every year we're paying the money. So and people say, and say, you ain't know. You think this man is misleading our people or he's giving us the real information?
Yeah, friends, I think you see, when you want to come to power, you don't do so by lying. You don't do that. Because there is no integrity in lying. Okay, friends, the first thing is, I mean, anybody can come up right now and conjure up and create something and say something. That's what philosopher would say. What is said without evidence should be dismissed without evidence. The man just went in a gathering and just manufacture this weird number and put it out there. Where is the evidence to substantiate what you are saying? You just say stuff. Okay, then we ask the question: where is your integrity? You don't have any integrity. You just say anything because you can talk, So the first question is, Prince, the lady started on 0, right? So where is she getting $30,000 from to be paying? If you started with negative, not 0 as a matter of fact, you started in negative 25,000. I mean, where are you getting $30,000 from? So, I mean, the guys think that our people are not intelligent, so they try to play with people's intelligence, but you don't insult our people's intelligence this way. You don't do that. If you want to come to power, do so. Let some of us that are standing back to say, you know what? I mean, I don't agree with that brother, but I respect him. But you don't just expose yourself in the public like that. You come out and say you make up numbers. People paying $30,000, and our children are now in school in Liberia, but not eating Poah. Will take $30,000 every year and give it to a lawyer. Come on, that is another mama jumbo. The guys are talking. If you don't have anything to say, if you don't have anything to sell to the people, you make up anything and everything, and that's why the guys are struggling right now to make sense to the people. They are not making sense, so they're trying to. But then the more they talk, the more nonsense they say.
The thing is, and Prince, let me say this: our friends on the other side has a bad relationship, or they have no relationship with the truth. Those guys, they just come up and say anything because they think, they have an idea that it will come up and just say anything, it will stick. So, when you don't have any relationship with the truth, you come out and say things that don't make sense. You say things that are not true. And a couple of times on your show, a couple of them were caught in the lies. I remember the one of the surrogates were on your show, and he said adamantly that the vice president of our association removed his name from the list. They had a Prince call on the show, and they found out that he didn't say the truth. That in fact he didn't even register to vote for the people he was campaigning for. I'm trying to tell you that the man doesn't even have confidence in the people he campaigning for because he ain't ready to vote for them. So you know, it's sad that these young guys on the other side have decided that you know, their relationship with the truth is going to be non-existent. I think the brother Jenkins spoke loosely, and he ought to be ashamed of himself. He ought to go back and apologize to Grenadians for giving misinformation and you know, just saying things because he think it sounds good. Again, you know, when people think that they can say anything because it sounds good in the moment, that's what happened. You know, those guys, you know, they don't do research, and they come on your show, they come other places, and they make statements that 95% of the time that are not the truth. And people are beginning to catch on to that. And that's the reason why we know Grant Jennings is not going to vote for them to lead, because you're not going to vote for people to lead who cannot even speak the truth when it's needed. So you know that they're not going to tell you the truth. They can't be trusted with your leadership. They lack the level of integrity it takes for people to be leaders of this community. And they show it every day. Every time they take the podium, they go somewhere to speak, they show reasons why Grenadians are going to reject them at the polls, because their level of lack of integrity is glaring. Mr. Jenkins ought to be ashamed of himself. He ought to come back and apologize to Grenadians for giving misleading information. I mean, if you say since Fred Graham became president in 2015, from 2015 to 2025, 10 years, are you saying Grenadians Association paid $300,000 to a lawyer? I mean, you just counted $210,000. I mean, what could be further from the truth? And where is the evidence? At least if you have provided some evidence that, you know, that money was paid every year. You know, when you come and just make statements, anytime people want to come to leadership and they don't have vision, they lack the level of vision that it takes to lead an organization like GGAA. That's what you get, Prince. You get guys just going around saying what.
Do you think this guy will apologize?
He should. I don't think he will apologize, but he should apologize to Grenadians for what he did. He ought to be ashamed of making those kind of statements. And he should come out and apologize and accept that, you know, he said something that were not true, and let people accept that, you know, at least maybe he would say somebody's integrity, but I don't believe he would do so, because that's their modus operandi. That's how they operate. They throw lies.
I think I want to appeal to the brother, right? Because we have the generation before us, they have played their part. And those of us that are coming after them, we have to position ourselves to give our people hope. So when you start on this kind of level of lie, right? Then what hope are you giving our people? Because especially those of us in the US that are privileged to be here, the people look up to us, you know, to make a difference in our country. So if you are just destroying yourself at this early stage, then what hope are you giving? Again, for me, I'm trying to look at it out of politics, because in political or a theater or political arena, people will say anything and everything. But I think I want us to build a society of people with integrity, right? Because once you do that, you replicate that value to the next generation. But when we start, when a young man start lying at this stage, I mean, what value are you teaching your children and the people that look up to you? So I think it will make sense. It will be prudent. It will be sagacious for the brother to come public and apologize and retract his statement. That's the right thing to do, at least for him, for the future. I'm not doing this as politics. I'm doing this for him, because we all make mistakes. So if the man, this is it's not a mistake, it's a blunder. There's a difference between a blunder and a mistake, you know, because a mistake is something that you do unconsciously or you can make, but a blunder is something that you know and you repeat it, you know, and that's what the brother did. So he has to come back to retract and apologize to the people of Grand for his own record. It's not for anybody else, but for himself. He's a young man coming up. You try to grow and you are building your resume and your profile right now. So you have to put good things on it. You don't tarnish it for the genocide. That's what I want to say. It's an appeal to the brother.
Drake, let me just say this before we leave this issue. You got to understand the people that may have surrounded himself with are people who lack the level of integrity to deal with the truth. Unfortunately, I mean, look at their records. I won't go into it, but if you look at their records, those guys are not going to say the truth. Mr. Gilman was there when he said we are paying $30,000. We hear every year. The Gilman come up and say, you know what, I think Jenkins misspoke, and we don't pay $30,000 every year. He was nodding his head in agreement. He agreed with the statement that was made. They all agreed with that. They knew there was some misinformation, but they all agreed with this because, again, Their relationship with the truth is not there. They lack that level of integrity to come out and say things that are right. They would just not say it, and they're going to stick to that because they feel that if they say that, that makes them, or that put them in a better position to lead this association. But again, as I said, when you have people like that going out and misleading Grangeans, and they are doing it, they're not doing it out of mistake. There's not a mistake. There's a willful misleading of Grangeans. You can't give these guys power because they would do things and they will come and mislead you. I mean, they would do worse things and they will come on Prince Double Show and they would tell a total lie because they do not have the integrity with the truth. The integrity begins at home. If he can say the truth now when he's not leading Grand Jury Association, he's not going to say the truth when you're put in there.
Well, Mr. Collins, do you think we have that kind of money?
Early on.
No, Prince. The guy said everything. From the beginning, the people came up and said that they were going to give everybody insurance here. They talk about insurance. And when you're touring the various places you got Grand Jury's establishment, talk about the process of that insurance. They're not talking about it because they know that thing is complete lie. That's something that they can't implement. So instead, they're deviating and talking things that don't make sense. They talk about creating big farms in Labrador. Those are things that realistically will not happen. So because we were able to call them up on these issues, they don't talk about it anymore. They get to this chapter and they won't tell you that we're paying $30,000, the administration doing this, the administration doing that. What is it that you're going to do for the Grangeans when you take over? Why are you running? Are you running to tell the people that they're spending $30,000 every year? Or are you running to be able to implement your own platform? I've never heard them talking about a platform when they get to these places. And you can bet me up. I mean, have you heard them talking about insurance? Since we called them up on it, nobody talking about it anymore because they know those things are not reality. So look, we want to continue to have progress in the Granger. We're celebrating our 50th anniversary in Kentucky. That's big. And, if anybody comes here and tell you, say, Granger Association and not achieve anything, we will let the people know when we get to Kentucky what we have achieved over the past 50 years. It don't have to be physical structures, but a lot of things that we have done as Grangean, as a people, since the organization was established. And we want to continue in that process. And I think that what Madam President is doing, and we need to commend her, we need to work to re-elect her, and that's why you see some of us taking our time and talking to people because we know what it is. If nobody knows what it means to be president of the association, I sitting here knows exactly what it is. Take up your time, your energy, and you got to be able to reach out to everybody. And I think she's doing extremely well when it comes to that.
Give you 60,000. My office pay for 300 for the whole year. How much? 3,600. Like you get paid for office pay, yeah. But we taking 30,000 to pay lawyer. Do you know paying lawyer every year is 30,000? Since the fear of Utah. Oh, y'all know. Yeah, we pay lawyer. 30,000.
To find the kids.
To find the kids, the more we kids. And then after you Grangean,
Right.
yeah, your home brother, 30,000 every year. 30,000. You don't say I got money. The few days there, the lawyer he did that. Lawyer, the less 60,000 I did account a weekend. So that's it. Another question.
And we can promise you that when we take over, that will start. That will start. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think the stand-up bearer, Gilmore, should come and apologize to the people that they misled the people? He's sitting right there. That's why I played to the end.
Absolutely.
Well, didn't I just tell you, Prince, that the man was there nodding his head and he was in agreement with what was being said? Look, what was said was not a making of Genghis Gray alone. This was the making of the whole team. Their campaign, they all sat down and concocted that lie together. It's a bold and blatant misinformation, and they all decided as a group to do it. Imagine that. They all decided as one big group that, yo, we'll just go and mislead people. And you believe that these people would take over GGA and do the right thing? I'm sorry, they're not going to do it. Now that Gilman needs to apologize, his whole team need to come and tell Grand Engineers that they just don't have a relationship with the truth, and they will begin to learn to have a good relationship with telling the truth. I mean, that's just who they are. Those guys are they in the truth. They in the truth when got divorced. They just don't have it, you know. And that's what they are. That's why, because if I was there, and you know, Madam Edith Poah, I know who Edith is. Okay, Christopher Kuya would not stand on make that kind of statement, and she know that that's a misinformation. She would stand on and make a correction of it. She will make a correction of it because that woman, her integrity, she would never impugn her own integrity to please another person. She would never go out and say something that's not right just because she thinks it's good. When you ask Edith a question or you want to say something, Edith will question you. She wants to know if the thing you're going to say is the truth. And not only that, she'll question you, she'll call other people to make sure that what you say is the truth. But that's the difference. It's a clear contrast between two people. One group can sit down and just gather together and concoct lies, and they all can agree that they will go put it out there. And then another group can sit down and say, guys, we want to do the right thing. Prince, do you know, my baby always say to me, do you know when you know you are a good person? It's not doing good when people are around. It's doing the things that you need to do when nobody's looking. When nobody watching you and run around and somebody run around the table, you're not wrong when everybody watching you. When nobody watching you and run around that table and you see that run around, that's when you know that you're not a thief. When people are not watching you because you are by yourself. And it is you who is going to hold yourself accountable. Those guys by themselves, nobody was there, sat together and decided that, look, we have to go here and we'll say this. Because they thought that it would give them some level of elevation. These people are not ready to lead GGA, and we shouldn't be giving them.
Let me make this straight here, Mr. Collins.
Let me supplement what VK just said, please, if you don't mind.
No, I want to ask you: do you think, as you're a young man, both of you got on the tab there, Mr. Collins, he led us, he's older than every one of us here. Do you think that if those guys should come out with a video to tell these people in Phoenix that we made a mistake and we don't pay lawyers $30,000 every? If we pay lawyers $30,000 every year, we're gonna get broke. Do you think Gilman is there? I want to play the tape. This guy want to lead us. He want to be our president. To me, that's a misinformation right there they're giving the people. Do you think these guys should put their shame, their ego aside, and make a video and say that we made a mistake and send a video over to the people?
Yeah, Prince, I totally agree. I like the fact that you played the video because initially I didn't know that the candidate was in the meeting. You know, you see,
and you saw him in the video.
Yeah, I saw him, and that's why I was like, for real. And Gilman, I love the brother. I know him. I love the brother. Besides the politics, he's a cool guy. Will be somewhere. You're always jovial. I like the brother. Brother Gilman has to protect his integrity. Like VK rightly said, integrity is doing the right thing when no one is looking. You know, when you can come in public in a glare of light and you just say something that is factually inaccurate. I mean, what are you doing to yourself? What are you doing this to yourself? So if you are saying these things during broad daylight, what should I think at night when nobody's looking at you? What are you doing beyond that when you are lying to us in broad daylight? You know, so I mean, I love these brothers and sisters on the other side. Again, I'm not looking at it from the political lenses. I'm looking at it as a community, as a county, as a people from the same country, and we are struggling. And so what we do here right now, I see this as Liberia in macrocosm, that small Liberia here. We are building a new set of leaders for Liberia. You know, so what we do right now is a reflection of what we do in the future. You know, so I think it would be the noble and honorable thing for Gilman. As a matter of fact, the gentleman I just look at the flyer. He is also part of leadership. He wants to come to leadership, you know. So I think it would be the honorable thing for Gilman, the same way he came public the other day to say, oh, I'm supporting George Floyd, who has overstayed in power. They make him also come public right now and tell, I mean, you should have just stopped that brother right there when he said that thing. He said, no, don't say that. I will respect it. I still respect him, but that would supplement my respect for him to stop and say, Jenkins, no, don't say that. Don't say that. That a leader is the one that redirects people when they are going astray, you know. And the brother told her they went astray, and the presidential candidate sat there and he absorbed that. And guess what? Prince, something I should point out. When somebody is telling a lie, you know what they do? They seek validation. And that's why the brother did. You know what he said? He said, oh, you don't know? You see? So the people, when he said it, the people were shouting. So nobody was reacting to it. So he wanted to get reaction from it. He said, oh, you don't know? If you play that, just listen. You don't know? So that's what you do. You seek validation when you are saying things that are fallacious, that are not true. And also, yes, friends, it would be the honorable thing to do for the president to come, and that brother should be sitting next to the president so they can address the community and retract that bodacious lie that he told.
My brother, Drake and Prince, you can only do the honorable thing when you get honor. Do the honorable. You can do the honorable. You can do the honorable thing when you get honor. You know,
we can all learn from our mistakes.
I think give us that honor. I mean, maybe he didn't. Maybe he just slipped and he didn't.
Prince, the man said, Prince. Gilman responded to what Jenkins said, but you know, he said, when we get there, we'll fix it. He validated
in this video.
In that video, Gilman said it at the end. I heard it.
Yeah. Let me play the video.
He said, yes, if we get there, we'll fix it. So the man knew what was happening. He validated the man's statement.
I like that. I only do honorable thing when you're honorable.
Yeah, when you're honorable. That's only we can do.
That listen to the video. That listen to the video.
Yeah. Question. And we can promise you that when we take over, that will stop.
So Gilman actually validated the man's claim. When we take over, we will stop it.
Exactly. He said, I can promise you that when we take over, we stop it. So are you telling me the Honorable Gilman did not come and say, listen, my man, look, I don't think we're paying $30,000 to GGAA, but you know, maybe my brother misspoke, but he agreed. He said, look, when we get there, we'll stop it. What way is he stopping? He's stopping
it. Know that we don't pay $30,000 every year. The only time we pay $30,000 was 2022.
Exactly.
And when the lawyer went there, James said the lawyer went there, and then I broke that story. Exactly. One time we paid $30,000 in 2022. From there, we went to Missouri.
Exactly.
So Gilbert knew that because he watched this show. James got to come on this show here, on my show, and then explain that the lawyer was threatening, and that's how he gave the money. So one time, so he kept, when someone is doing and talking, and it's like you continually doing it every time. That's what Brother Jenkins did in there. But to me, I feel, Mr. Collins, you've been a president. You think Gilman should do the honorable thing to make a video or something and talk to the person, look, we misled people in Texas, in Arizona?
You know, I mean, it's rare to disagree with your panel, especially all of us representing Edith. My brother said, you know, he loved these people, and the honorable thing to do is to protect your character. Gilman don't have character. This is not the first misleading statement that Gilman has made. So there are a lot of things that Gilman said here that were far from the truth. So he has nothing to really protect. And I'm sorry I had to say this, you know. If people listen keenly and listen to some of the things he say in and out of or camera, when camera is not on him, you know that he don't say the facts. Most of the things he says, they are misleading. Apparently, probably he don't understand Grand Jury Association. He don't know the Constitution. He not following. Look at his chapter. Look at what transpired in his chapter. Look at the situation that had to do with this lady and the court and the lawyer situation. Listen to his response. And if you follow the trend, you know that these are things that he do. So people that work with him follow the same trend. You can't continue to lie to the people. If you want leadership, you got to be factual. You got to tell them exactly what you think you can do. So I mean, people should watch that line. It doesn't matter when he comes and take the and go live and tell people, you know, that particular statement they're going to retract it. It doesn't change his character when it comes to that.
Okay, let's go to the DNA part of Edith. I mean, you guys here been knowing Edith for a very long time, calling she served as your VP. Do you think Edith have peace in her DNA, or she does not have peace in her DNA?
I mean, the first thing I'll look at the source of that message that came up. You know, when you want to discuss the kind of issues,
it's one of her predecessors.
But what President Collins is saying is, you look at a person who's talking about peace and DNA.
It's Edith predecessor, Mr. Fred Talu Gwen.
Yeah, Mr. Fred Gwen was the person who disintegrated the organization. I mean, does he have peace in his DNA? When you want to give this kind of criticism of people, you gotta listen to the people who's giving those criticism. Edith have never formed another organization outside of GGA. So when you come and say that Edith have no peace in the DNA, but we know that you went from a whole new organization because of the disagreements you are in GGA, I mean, does that at some point it does not warrant any response? Because the person who's giving the criticism, even their own by themselves, they know the truth. So I don't think we need to spend time responding to somebody who publicly disintegrated.
Do you think Edith got peace in DNA? Peace in her DNA? Is she a peaceful person?
Everything Edith has done, everything she has done, her actions speak louder than words. Let's not talk about words. Everything Edith has done has said peace in her DNA. Everything she has done. She has reached out to the other side. She brought them to her inauguration. She went out to inauguration. She has reached out to people who have said all sorts of things about her. Everything Edith has done. And if you watch Edith, you will know. And Mr. Collins will talk to that because she worked with him for so many years. She seeks peace. If you know Edith personally, you will know what I'm talking about. Edith is a person that you can have conversation, you can disagree, and she will listen to your disagreement. But one thing she will always do, she will find a common ground before you're finished with that. And for me, when dealing with all that way, when people say she doesn't have peace in her DNA, I'm like, then you don't know her at all. But for me, I would not respond to the criticism that is coming from Mr. Guayan because I mean, come on.
You're not going to listen to him because of Mr. Guayan, former president. Why were you listening to?
Yeah,
you don't think you know what he's talking about?
The man track record speaks for himself.
Let's look at the activities of Edith. Let me just give you one instance.
Yeah,
there was a time, you remember, there was a group that formed concerning Grenadians when we were talking about, getting the guys were in jail, were discussing about the issue and thinking about how we help them. They formed a concerning Grenadian group. They were having meetings. While we were having meetings, I think one of the meetings, they extended invitation, and Edith called me on the phone. I mean, these guys were completely outside the Grenadian Association, and that meeting was spearheaded, I think, by Gamo, Marco Gamo, and other people. Daniel Pan went to that meeting, and a lot of people, Fred, everybody. And Edith told me, these are Grenadians. Let's go to the meeting. I told her, no, I'm not going to go there. We got one Grenadian organization. We're having a general meeting. They can come to the meeting. They are Grenadians, but we're not going to go to a concerned Grenadian meeting. And she insisted, she said, President, going there ain't mean anything. We just got to go listen to them. I said, but they can come, we'll listen to them in the Grenadian meeting. We had an argument up and down, and I decided to call some of the executive members like Gageway, Ellis, and other people to come on. And Edith insisted that we go there. And we said no. And she said, all right, you permit me to go to the meeting. And the reason why she was doing it, because she never wanted for people to go astray. So I told her, if you want to go to the meeting, you can go to the meeting, but we're not going to go there, and you go on your own. But we're not going to go there as leaders of the Grenadian Association. She went there. This is somebody you're talking about, they don't have peace in the DNA. When they live in their official capacity as vice president, just to listen to you, to come and tell us exactly what is it that you guys want. She did that. There are a lot of things that she did outside what we were doing because she wanted other people to be on board. We had friction with other people when we were running the organization, and they were out. You know how many times Edith called meeting between we and Marco Gamo and Kwame when I told them that I relieved them of the position? Edith was the middle person there. And they can attest to it today. Not because we're having elections. So when people come and say, "Oh, this lady don't have anything in her DNA," she's the head of the organization. She has to follow the rules. She's doing what she can do. If Edith never won election, not the first election she took part in, she never won. But she had mass support. She could have acted like some of these people and break away from the organization because she never won. She never did that. She took all the resources that she had left in her campaign and gave it to Mr. Yubote. That was glaring. Everybody knows about that. You will say that person don't have peace in the DNA. So, you know, sometimes when these guys come up with stories like these, and I will tell you, let me just make specific reference to Fred. We had an election in New England that we won overwhelmingly. And we had a unity board in Philadelphia. We invited everybody that was supposed to be in that place. Annie Cooper came to the program. Fred never showed up. He never showed up. So, and he's saying that you don't have peace. We had a second election. You heard him on the show here. He said all the election we had people there that were doing things for us. So he never accepted any result. The only result he accepted was the one that he won. So, you know, I don't want to dignify that statement. And I know Grangians know very well that Edith is not that kind of person. Let's talk about her accomplishment instead of talking about the kind of flimsy statements that they come out and write on Facebook.
No, we want to know because, you know, election coming. We don't want someone who is divisive, who don't have peace in the DNA to be our second leader again. So this thing has to be clarified.
We don't have peace in the DNA that the new core.
No, but I went to Fred's inauguration back in 2016, I think it's 15 in Philadelphia. And Fred had that welcome thing, and they had it to, I think, his house. But Edith had people go into a house to eat, drink, and even I think Fred went there too to grab some stuff and take it to the big area. So then it made me to actually wonder, why can the person who don't have peace in the DNA would do all these things for you on your inauguration? The person got their house, they gave their whole house out for people who come in town to go there, and they're taking their own personal money, buying food, drink, and things for people, Grangians to go marry to a house. It's all because of you. It was your first inauguration that she did it. I saw it. That's something somebody told me. I saw it now in Philly that night. It was very cold that night. We drove all night, and I saw it. So, when he said it to me, I don't think because either listen. Sometimes you get angry, you talk, and she calmed everything down. So I mean, it was not so. But I just have to ask the question because people listen. They already had that interaction with Edith before, so that's it. And to my brother, Achi Mao, he said the show turned into Edith or propaganda or wherever. Actually, you guys are scary. I don't want a white man, excuse my friend, to call you punks. You're scary. I gave you the same opportunity I gave either people. You're coming here, call your people personally. I want to phone with your presidential candidate. Like gather people to come on the show and sell your platform. You don't call me now and say no. So for you to come here and say those things, I think something going on with you. Boy, my begin, we're gonna let it slide. You want to come tomorrow with your group to come and propagate your case? Come here, come sell your candidate. These people come, they want to sell a candidate, they're gonna have to do it. I'm gonna give them the time. You call me and do it. Do the same thing. Why are you guys afraid of me that you guys go on your little podcast and just do things and then come tell us the video that I play here. I'm only asking the question to this man: if we pay 30 grand every year, it's coming from Jenkins Greer, the guy who want to be the secretary, national secretary of an organization, and we see this is troubling to us. Because the people in that particular building, they didn't even know because they were kind of concerned. That's why the guy asked, "Oh, you already know?" And all that kind of stuff in there. So what that ladies in the
if you don't mind, I think this is very important that I address the issue of what
keep it there. Let the guy want to go. Let we hear him, then he can leave. Go ahead. Get me some 1 minute. Go ahead.
I should go ahead.
No, not you. You and money maker. Good.
Yeah, I don't call in because I don't worry about if the company or gas fees or dollar fees. Wait, give me a favor. I will give it. After every president of in was there for Edith. If she don't reach out, if she up to peace, and she down to earth. Let's do I'm going to do the survey. Make a call and ask between the two candidates. Then you know that peace.
Okay.
But you don't get peace. I'll be told I'm going to flip over. To be a last chance of right now. Money never going to flip over for TDAD. To be one supporter. The fair don't forget. But you don't know that peace. You're not going to raise up for Kentucky. The poor person. You want for them a TDAD to go for. But leave that car. So you have a peace. So, through Edith, who had a down to earth, convince all GDA people, then they knew on the list, they went to the convention. But Edith says, like Edith coming to her, and Edith said, I'm stay down, they stay down, Edith stay down, they stay down. How should they do it for them now? So,
Okay.
I think you say, I don't, let's say I'm okay with the right way, either all they convince all GDA people, they all GDA outside. Either it's a peaceful lady, she brought it to the people, they can say I can get some number all from step, you can do survey, they know it is it.
Okay, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Prince.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so Prince, this is very important that we address it. Prince, is when somebody says something, I try to listen and pay attention to see where the person is coming from. But if you ask me, Mr. Guion is coming from the angle of anger and frustration and stuff like that. Because the reason I say that is the first thing is the last time I checked, Mr. Guion is not a geneticist, you know. So I mean, has he done even the back section of a frog to know the frog DNA before you know human being DNA? What is the profession of Fred? Is he a geneticist? No, he's not. So he just made us talk and come public and just say so. I mean, besides that, you see, how Edith Poah come public and says that Fred does not have peace in his DNA, they will say Edith is a Confucianist, you know, but Edith did not say that. So Fred exposed himself by coming public as a former president and prominent member of the community to come and say something as reckless as that. What he did was the man exposed himself, who he is. So he is he is the one who does not have peace. Now let me go specifically to either whether she is peaceful or not. Prince, when Fred was the president of Grand General Association, I don't have to tell you, you know how the union was. It was in chaos on his watch. So how is it that you that have peace in your DNA on your watch, the organization was in chaos? How is that possible? Honorable Collins and Edith Poah. How was the union? It was in peace. They built 22 chapters. They gave that very fair man over 80,000 United States dollars. I mean, how can you say these people or this lady who was deputy to Mr. Collins, she is not peaceful? Okay, now let's give it more specific. Okay, Fred broke it apart. From 22 chapters, the woman does not have peace in your DNA, but guess what? We got 21 chapters right now. Is that somebody who does not have peace? How is that possible? Another thing I must tell you, a respectable young man who will be the guest speaker at this year's convention, McCarvey, he used to be against Edith Poah. The Bobby Tudor used to be against Edith Poah. Gibson Jerry, who is now the advisor to the president, used to be against Edith Poah. How is it that these people are working? The one was able to convince and persuade these people to come to work with her. But you sit on and you go on the internet and say this person does not have peace. How is that possible? Is she doing voodoo? Is that abracadabra? No. Edith Poah is one of the ladies in our community. If we have replica, we have to, as I would say, we should clone Edith Poah so we can have Edith Poah everywhere. Because the woman is amazing. Now, Fred, Prince, let me tell you something about Edith Poah. In the Sapo community, right? Before the current conflict that we have right now, the division we have, the United Sapo Association was divided before. You know who brought the organization together that broke up peace? It was Edith Poah. She organized, she brought the two parties together and talked to them and said, let us come to, she hired a team set up, and she was able to bring the community together. She did that. I'm not making anything up. She was the one that broke up peace with other members of the community. They did that.
Okay.
Number
They got call from all the way like
Prince,
Liberia. Let us
Prince,
listen.
before we go ahead,
Using your meanings.
Lastly,
Prince,
please.
Prince,
They got
before we
call
go
from
ahead.
Liberia.
Huh?
Yeah, let me just say
It's a
something.
caller from Liberia. Let him finish. You got
Okay,
meaning,
go ahead.
using meaning now.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Prince. My name is Patrick, the press secretary. Most of my friends there in the US say I'm Iroquois 231. So there's a thing, Prince. I just want to talk about the president's accomplishment on 2 years and some of the things the former president, Mr. Collins, and the other two members have not talked about yet. So when the president got elected on May 14th, she made an unannounced visit to Liberia. A private visit, but she used that visit.
They say she went there to go test her late. She went there to go test her lating, so everybody can calm down. Because at that time we're in noise.
But she used that. Yeah, she used that private visit. She used that visit as the one stone killing several birds. So when the president arrived in the country, the first thing she did, she initiated a meeting with the Grand Leader Caucus. And that meeting was on the 29th of May. Yes, 29th, I think May 29th. She for the first time convened all 5 members of the caucus to appear. And the chairman of the caucus at the time, Dr. Poah, and the late Madison, all of them alluded one party said, in several years, this is our first time meeting in one room. In several years, as sons of grandchildren and as members of the caucus, the meeting the president had with them was the first time meeting in face to face in the police office. And all of them, they spoke their mind about peace in Grand Gila County and peace in the diaspora. The president also used that occasion to talk about the Grand Gila rule. She reminded them that the people have been suffering for years, and there was a need for that rule to be done. The president did not stop there. Right after that meeting, the president initiated another meeting with the Ministry of Public Works. She drove to the compound of the Public Works Ministry to see Minister Collins, Papa Collins, and her staff here to talk about Grand Gila rule. While the Public Works Ministry was a show of actions that we take in the future, she said no, maybe the actions will cause some delay. She read through the pages of history and got to know that the Armed Forces of Liberia also has an engineering battalion that also does emergency rehabilitation. She went there. She went to the AFL, to the defense headquarters, met with those guys again, talked about the Grand Gila rule. And the AFL said, no problem. I think this is a good partnership that we can all work on. And so those are the things the president did just on her private visit, putting the people's concern and issues first. Besides that, let me remind those of the president's supporters and all the members of GGAA who support the president, but keep asking, but what are some of the things the president has done so that they can be satisfied? One, they want people to engage in what called revitalization of GGAA. When she took over in 2014 and in 2023, GGAA was nearly dead. Financially, in terms of stability and progress. Peace was almost extinct, and unity was nowhere around. But she revamped everything, and today the community is revitalized, and progress is being made so significantly. And another thing she did, she wiped out corruption, Prince. I'm not in the US, but I have done extensive research on GGAA and all the leaders. But one thing that used to happen in GGAA former presidents will put the checkbook in their pocket. When they go on their traveling, their plane ticket was used to be on the organization. when they call for expensive food in restaurants, you know, when the chilling, the budget will be on the organization because they are president. Even when they book expensive hotel and they're enjoying with their little girls and things, you know, the budget comes right on the organization because they are president and say they are doing official duty. When our President Poah and all our team members, all their official trips, all their official donations, all their accommodations and everything they do from President Poah down to the national chaplain, they do it at their personal expense. They donate on behalf of GTAA from their personal accounts. You see, and another thing the president did, he abolished all forms of wasteful spending in GGAA. That's another accomplishment there. Everything she does, it doesn't run to the organization account, and every small thing go put to the account. And another thing the president did that people are not aware of, perhaps, is putting in place a system financially so transparent, so accountable, and so accurate that every time, 3 months before the quarter comes on air, the report is already prepared and presented to the board of directors and the chapter leaders. And every time an event is held, before you get to know it, the financial report is already prepared with accuracy, with no trace of doubt. And another day since my time with GGA in the last 3 years, another time the board has ever raised inquiries about financial improprieties, about inaccuracy, about discrepancies, or anything that has that reveals doubts or that traces doubt in the financial reporting of the organization of the current. That's another thing the president and her team, have been doing. Another thing the president and her team, have also achieved is abolishing personal cash out for GGAA money or in donations. As we speak right now, anybody going to Kentucky and paying money to go, as convention fee or registration fee, that money does not go into the personal account of the president. It doesn't go to Gator's account or B's account or Chris's account or even Artist's account. It goes straight to GGAA's account, and the notification will reflect back on your phone. Another thing is restoring peace, unity, and transparency already by a glaring. And not on the rosters of every chapter you see, you break away people coming back, and they are all now saying yes, we want one organization. And after the convention, we show that people don't go back, to the old organizations. Let everybody remain with GGAA and for good. Now, another thing I want to emphasize here is, the one is just so unprecedented. The president, under the law, after the board's approval, has an operational and administrative budget to run her office and to run the day-to-day activities of the Grand Leader Association up to this date. As I speak to you, the president, for whatever reason, circumstances, emergency, whatsoever, has never gone to that account or to that amount to take a dime. All right, the president has never done so, and any of our team members has ever requested say, Madam President, that go there. No way. That money there up to a total of 16K because it will be 8,000 per year. 16K just lying there somewhere and briefing for the people of Benjamin County. The president says no, she has worked enough, all our team members have worked enough, and they have no money. Another thing I want to state here for the record.
Last thing.
Let me make it a last thing. Because I got almost time to go. Yeah, so another thing the president has done just to prove her love, her passion, and dedication to the job she does. Now, the constitution of the policy of GGAAC saying it's a non-profit organization that does not pay its members or pay its leaders. People are allowed to give at least 20% of their time. So you take 80% of your time to give it to your business, to your family, and to your work. President Poah is saying, yes, it's true. But of the 20%, I will add additional 30%.
So President Poah is giving 50% of her time to GGAA. And not only that, 2 days off. I mean, almost a nurse. People say, we in Africa, why we have always heard is that those who in the health sector, they make so much money. Okay. And at that particular opportunity, the president says no. To have ample time to give to my people, hold meetings, and hold engagements, build stakeholders hope, I will make sure that I take 2 days off from work. So meaning a lot of the president's working hours or working days, she takes 2 days off. This is so important. So please, you say I should stop here, but we got 16 chapters now revamped, and the roster can reflect that. Everything now active and working. We also have the reopening of the nursing program at the Grand University College. That college came into fruition in 2010 by an administration. By 2011, it got operationalized, and by 2016, 2017, the college faces worst time in history. But guess what? The president says no. Enough is enough. Young people can be going to Maryland, coming to Montreal, while accommodation issue is still a problem. And then the college is there, the nursing program is down. No, it can't happen. What was saw it, didn't do anything for it, but he said, as a nurse, as a professional nurse, and my team members, interbeing a nursing professor as well, and all the people who are working with me will make sure that the young people who will replace the older folks who are getting retired, we make sure they go back to work.
Okay.
9,000 plus % as the contribution of GGA. And currently, as we speak, Prince Kuya just went down to Grand Judah County with the COF, Pastor Soto, and they went to the site where the multi-purpose park will be built. That we have a football field, modern football field, a volleyball court, a basketball court. It will have a children's program, a children's playground. It will have an office complex. It will have an event hall, a modern parking lot that you will never see in any part of the southeastern region in Liberia.
Okay, thank you. You already concluded, my man.
To conclude, as my team members already said, the president paid a debt of $25,000 is already there. And then now the president just shipped on humanitarian grounds. Even though other people asking, why she has to do this, she has to do that, but he just shipped a 40-foot container to the country, and the container has already arrived. All the formalities have been worked on, and the container will be going to Sueju, and the medical supplies there for asset treatment, and the other 2 districts, Colombo and Barson, that have facilities to be benefiting, and the community college and other academic facilities in the country will be benefiting.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Finally, but not see where I go, I will ask you to that. Yeah. Finally, on the issue of peace, I go and say this because I'm the president's press secretary, and all the records, I don't want to take them most of the time. On July 24, 2023, the president initiated a teleconference reunification meeting with former South Dakota Chapter President Fred Kuya, who had been away for a very long time. He left because of the same issue of corruption in Grand Judah Association. On August 7, 2023, President Poah also constituted the Peace and Reunification Committee, where she appointed Pastor Reverend Guion, to negotiate between GGAA and GGAAD. On August 8, 2023, President Poah and her team sent out an invitation for a reunification dialogue to GGAAD, through the President Honorable Levi Khan. And on August 23, 2023, the National President and her team also graced the inaugural program of the GGAAD.
Thank you.
These were geared toward ensuring that peace returns into the community, and the community moves with progress, with peace and unity. Praise God. I say thank you so much. I say thanks to my president, colleagues, and my own boss, Sayapode, and the man VK, for the graduation tonight. I really enjoyed the show, and I'm here listening and following. Any other thing that when you're going to provide more insight and clarity, I will also be available to call again.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Patrick Morovio. Let's go back now to Freeman.
Yeah, so Prince, as I was in flight, Evie, I was just talking about just the role that Madame Poah played in when it comes to bringing the Sapo community together. I mean, I told you about the past; it was divided before, and she broke up peace. The current conflict that is going on right now. She was also appointed as the head for a committee concerned citizens of the Sapo community. She was the head of the committee that was engaging the two sides, So like met at Jerry Massacre and other things. Guys they put together. Edith Poah was the leader for them, and they were engaging both sides of the equation. So when Mr. Fred said, Poah does not have peace in your DNA, I don't know what he's talking about. And right now, the man is attacking the lady. She's not replying to him. So who is the problem here? The organization is back together. Fred, I left and went and established your own organization. He is back now registering to vote in an organization led by Edith Poah, that is the lady who does not have peace, but you register to vote on her watch. So it does. The man is not. I don't know what he's talking about exactly. So yeah, I can go all night to explain, but we don't want to.
Let us speak to this of $50 what the Election Commission spoke about last night. Then from there we will have our parting comments. The $50, the convention, Mr. Collins, you spoke on it last night. You were against it, and I want to hear the two gentlemen' view on that. That you must, because when we enter the convention hall that time, when we enter, we pay our $50 to write our names down on a piece of paper, and then he said the names that will be written down will be compared to his roster. He got an official roster from the administration of eligible voters. If your name is not on this list, you will not be given a ballot. So Mr. Zaya Poah, Mr. VK, and Collins, let us talk about this a little bit. Then from there we get our parting comments and leave. So what's your take on that, VK? Let's go to Collins.
Yeah, the two brothers we speak about, because I spoke about it last night. I just wanted to mention one thing, because the Election Commission made reference to 2009, right? Where he said this situation happened. You remember?
Yeah.
The constitution that we are using, the GGAA, was adopted 2010, not 2009.
Yeah, you did that amendment 2010.
Okay, so it's completely different from what happened. Since 2010, we have had elections in Massachusetts. You were there that elected Edith and myself. That process we never carry on that process. And during our administration, we had two elections. We have one in Dallas, Texas, and we have one in Arizona. We never used that process. So I just want you to know, this issue, I think let my brothers talk about it, because I told you my position yesterday. I told you it's not right. There's no precedent. And, since this constitution was adopted in 2010, and I don't think it's a good thing to do now. It's not a bad idea. Everybody that goes to convention is supposed to attend the conference, and then they're supposed to be able to do other things. But if you want to come up with these kind of things, you should come up with policies, let it be agreed upon by everybody way in advance. It's not a good thing for anybody to just go and sit and say, we wait for election Sunday and just come and vote. But if you want to do it, the Election Commission been around for a long time. They were elected about a year ago. They could have come up with a board and administration with these ideas and tell them, look, we want everybody to, because the beneficiary of these kind of ideas are the entire organization, that entire leadership, all of us. Mm-hmm. But to say you're going to implement it just 2 weeks to the election, to me, you know, it's going to be a little chaotic because
It's going to be chaotic.
You know, so I mean, that's my stand on it. We want
All
peace.
right.
We want
Man, before I go to you up there, let's hear from the former president of PA, Mr. Demetrius Flan Kawu. Mr. Flan.
Yeah, Prince, thank you so much. Thank you to the panelists. Right now, I'm not going to go into the GTA stuff. I mean, I just have interest in the $50 stuff that I want to talk about. The reason why the board and commissioner and other people trying to do the $50 stuff is that people go to conventions. You pay your money, but because you don't want to give money to the association, you just sit out. Say, I'm going to win a vote. You just sit out. Then Sunday, then everybody start trooping to come vote. And the organization, people will be patriotic. People will be loyal to the organization. If you love the organization, they don't have no one time in a year to raise money. Organization that always go and be having fundraising here and there. So why would you want to leave from here, pay your money, get to Kentucky, sit down in your hotels and think, now want to even go to the business meetings, not to the convention, and only Sunday you appear online to vote. It's kind of embarrassing. It's kind of something that the vote been looking at for a long time. People have been doing it. We have seen it during elections time. So that's why I think the commissioner is trying to see, and the board trying to see if people, when you really have love for your country, for your county or your county organization, and you want to give back, if you go to the organization, once you pay your money, go to the functions, pay your $50 to enter your convention hall. And you can just go and just sit down and when they say, I already been registered through the chapter, my name there, I'll just go and vote. And so maybe that's some of the things people should look at too as well.
Okay.
You know that people look at it to say, oh, it's wrong, it's something, but you're still going to pay anyway. So if you pay a convention fee, why should it be a problem? Only people that should be having a problem are people who go in there with the intention of not going to the convention hall, only going to vote. They're the ones who be having a problem. But if you know you're going to Kentucky to enter the conference hall, you pay your money to enter, you're getting this, why should it be a problem?
Okay.
Thank you, Prince.
Thank you. So let's hear from you guys. One minute. For now, then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, Prince. For me, again, as I said, I didn't have the I didn't get to listen to Eric Commissioner T to listen to his reasoning of what was his reasoning behind what they were saying. I don't think it's a bad idea. I go to different conventions for different professional organizations, and that's how usually conventions work. I mean, even though you pay your yearly dues to your organization, when you go to these conventions, you have to pay your sitting fee. And if you don't pay that fee, you don't participate in the process, including the voting for the new leadership or whatever that is. So conventions should be that way. You should go in the convention, you pay your sitting fee, and if you are a delegate of that convention, then you should be allowed to vote. The problem with I think what most people are saying is the commissioners themselves, they had the opportunity to put together a guidelines that they give to everybody, right? I think that should have been put in the guidelines since October. If they didn't put in the guidelines in October, you had November, you have December, you had January to be able to come out and say, look, this is part of what we are trying to do. Give people enough time to be able to deal with this issue. But 3 weeks to the convention, if you are coming with this, I don't know how feasible it is. For me, it's just the timing. It's not that the idea is a bad idea. It's the timing of the idea. I think the commissioner had enough time that they could put that idea out there. They could, talk to people, and there was enough time for this thing to be known to everybody where we know exactly what we're doing. 3 weeks to the convention. I think the timing is wrong. For me, it's a timing thing more so than even why we would pay that. It's just the timing. The chairman and his team should have done better in communicating these things to people early.
Mr. 1 minute before you let me listen to Bafo. Bernard Bafo.
Yeah.
Bafo,
yeah, Prince.
just use your 1 minute, please, and that'll be the last call. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, and I want to thank the panelists. But here's the thing, right? If you say you want to make decision for voting is deciding who can be president. Why would somebody sit in the hotel They don't enter the convention for the organization to generate income. Then they come to decide who can be president. Let's just think about it for a moment. Okay? If the meeting due we pay in every state, that is for state. It has nothing to do with the national administration. The national administration has to generate its income. You understand that? So if you say you are a Nigerian, you want to make decision election year, you got to be able to pay a $50 at the gate. You don't sit in your hotel and then you come last minute to town on Sunday and go vote. Okay? We have to support. That's how the national administration will make money. Okay? So there's nothing late. We've been paying $50 all the time. There is nothing late. We have to pay the money. We go to the convention to participate. You can sit in your hotel and deprive the national administration of revenue or that they're supposed to generate. Then you come and decide who can be president. So for me, we have to think about it. We have to agree. If you want to vote, that your receipt from the door will prove that you actually attend. The other thing I wanted to say, how do we justify who attend the convention or not? It's from our get into the entrance fee. Now, what would tell people this is the number of people that attended this convention. Those that stay in their hotel and don't come, they come in to vote. How does the organization know that these are the people that attended the convention? You understand? Okay. So if we really serious about their prince, it really is confounding to say, oh, you know, I was saying my last time we went to Cleveland when they defeated James Woodson. The van and I came from New York. Nobody see it coming. The people sit in the hotel. Next thing you know, they show up, they voted. You understand? So let's prove ourselves our love and loyalty for the organization by coming outside, pay the $50 enter, we get our receipt. When we go to cast our vote, they identify us, we show the receipt, we prove that we attended the convention, then we cast our vote. We shouldn't sit, enjoy one portion of the organization program and come and decide who can and cannot be president.
Thank you.
That's my point I want to stress.
Thank you very much. Mr. Freeman, go ahead.
Yeah, so Prince, not to belabor the issue, I think Vicky said it already. The commission had enough time to put in the policy. And so right now, people, traveling to a convention is very expensive. You have to get your hotel, you have to get vehicle, you have to get something to wear. It's a lot of spending involved. So if that's something that the commission was thinking about, it should have been factored into their planning from the beginning. So I think Vicky is on point. The timing is not right at this point. We can defer it to next convention. It's a good way to generate funds, but I think the timing is the problem for me. Go ahead.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. And I'd like to thanks everybody for who been following us, all the guys been following our viewers. Thank you, and those who share the show. Now we're going to go to Mr. VK to conclude. This is 1 minute. Then we'll go to Mr. Freeman, then Mr. Collins, and Collins will do it. I go to VK.
All right, so Prince, thank you. Thank you for having us on the show. Really, thank you for bringing us on and to talk to our people tonight. Great show. I want to thank our former President Collins for being with us, and my dear brother Drake Saya put it esoteric.
Joseph Field.
Yeah, so it's a great show. We spoke to our people. Look, Prince, let me tell you something. In school, if you don't know who passed or failed test, when you're taking test, just ask a person, or before you take test, just ask a person, say, man, how you think you did? Just by the person conversation, you know why either they fail the test or pass the test. Because the point, man, yeah, that other question, they will start giving every excuse, they will start blaming everybody. But you see somebody confident because man, that test is a test, because you know the man, he studied, he did homework, and that's how he passed his test. Team Put is very confident in the work that we have done. We have studied, we have reached out to the people of Grand Judah, we have they made the case for Madam Edith Poah. It's clear like daylight. When you see our opponents coming and crying and going on the show and pointing finger and making up lies and saying whatever they want to say because they have not done the work, they know what's coming for them. Team Put have done our work. Madam Edith Poah by herself, she has done a work that everybody knows who she is. The woman has integrity. She has a level of civility about her. She's peaceful. She's loving. She's kind. She's friendly. That is what makes a leader. She listens. Madam Edith Poah is an embodiment of what true leadership is. And Grand Jide is, as an organization, we are grateful as an organization to have her as our leader. And when we get to Kentucky, we know that our people will put her back there, because in this organization, we will reward good leadership. We're not going to reward bad behavior. If you are a gentleman who lacks integrity, you will not take GGA anywhere. It will not give you leadership. If you have no relationship with the truth, we will not carry you anywhere. So we are here tonight to tell the people of Grand Jide Association and Grand Jides at large, Edith Poah is what you want to be your leader. She's a great woman. She's a great mother. She's a great professional. She loves GGAA. She dedicates her time to this organization, and she wants to see the best for this organization. I want to thank you all tonight, and I hope to see a lot of all of you in Kentucky, and we'll have a virtual parade because we already did our homework. We're already studied for the test. We're just going past the test now. Thank you, Prince, for the time.
Thank you very much, VK. Go to Saya Poah.
Prince, thank you. Thank you to the listeners. We want to say thanks to Prince for the time. I'm honored to be on the platform with one of the best presidents in the union, Mr. Collins. I'm glad to know him and the values that he taught Madam Poah. Madam Poah is now implementing it the same way they built the organization before, and it was factorized, by people that don't have leadership ability. Madam Poah is now putting the union back together. I'm happy that our people again in Grand Jide, they have hope, and we want to talk to our people here. When it is not broken, don't fix it. All you have to do is to keep that person who has fixed that thing, who has put it in place for it to be better, to be what it is. They'll keep that person in charge to continue to maintain that thing. So the Grand Jide Association, it was broken before, and Madam Poah is rebuilding the organization, and we need to maintain her. Because when the organization is broken, our people in Grand Jide, they will not get the help they need. Right now, the people are questioning the woman for sending a container to our people. Because why? They don't want our people to be helped. They want our people to suffer. So when you extend help to them, it makes them angry. It makes them angry. So we need a woman that will send humanitarian assistance to our people, that will think about the students, that will think about our mothers, that will think about our fathers that are struggling in Grand Jide County. That's what we need. Education is key. Every country on planet Earth, especially the major countries around the world that are competing right now, is because they have educated people. India is producing 1 million engineers every year. And Madam Edith Poah is now investing in the medical field in Grand Jide County. That is what we need. We don't need people that will come public and tell people without evidence and say, you know what, people are spending $30,000 and they lie to the community. We don't need people like that. We need our children that are following us, that are looking up to us. We should teach them those values that they will grow up with, and they teach their children, and not people that will come on internet and lie. Fred, in closing, Prince, in closing, the reason we have a community leader like Fred Goyen is back in the organization and campaigning is because Edith Poah has created an environment for him to come and express a view, whether it's venomous or not. He expresses himself, and Madam Edith Poah is not saying anything to him. That's a good thing. You bring people that break the community apart, and the people now they are coming back. That's something you want to keep. If you have Mr. Pine, Honorable Pine, who was fired by Kaufla, and he's 24/7 on the internet and campaigning, and Edith Poah created the platform for them to express themselves. That is a good thing. It's democracy, and we need that. Mr. J.J. Dennis, who built a shaky building in Boston District that were trying to endanger the lives of our people. I mean, they have the platform now to talk. That's the job of Edith Poah. All these people, you know. But what I want to tell the people, what I want to leave with you is, if you have people that was given tasks before and they did poor job, like take Mr. Pine and Mr. J.J. Dennis. First of all, the president of the Pennsylvania chapter, Mr. Flan, give them a task. They were not performing, and Mr. Flan had to fire them. Okay, he fired them. And Mr. J.J. Dennis was the president for Guazon people. He could not complete a building in 4 years. So these are the people that are bringing Gilman. And Mr. Gilman now, when you look at Mexican chapter, is dying. The man own vice president, the man did not put the lady's name on the list. Think about it. So you can see if the man is disintegrating a chapter, when you put Gilman there, our community will break apart. Because look at the people around him. Those are the people like the Fred Guion, the Mr. Dennis, the Mr. JJ, like you're saying, yeah, that's Pine, those people. Those were the people that were supporting Fred before that broke the community apart. All right. So now they are trying to use Gilman as a subterfuge because their first plan did not materialize. So now they are trying to use Gilman so Gilman can break the community apart. That's why Gilman is now supporting people that Floyd George that overstay in power. All right. That went against the constitution of the chapter. All right. And even his own chapter is breaking it apart. So it's an example. Okay. What you're seeing right now is the beginning of the end. So we don't want to put an end to Grand Judicial Association. We want the organization to last, to be here, to offer services to our people. We want to have Edith Poah that will put system in place, and Mr. Our Vice President Isaac, the wonderful job they're doing. They put our system in place right now. When they leave, you will see all the activities because they established, electronic system where you can see everything. Everybody got their email address, not using their personal email. So the next leadership that will come after them, they'll be able to see what the guys did. Okay, that's what we need. We want to say thank you, and we'll see you again next time.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Mr. Prezzo.
Yeah, Prince. I guess my brother said almost everything. I just wanted to add just one point here. You know, if you have a leadership that have unified us to this point, where we came from nowhere, and now you see the rebranding of the organization, resulting into 21 active chapters before we start the convention in Kentucky. That's something we're proud of at home here in the United States. And people talk about the budget that she established, where she's lending financial helping hands, if it is approved, to the 2 districts, in the amount of $10,000 each to help to boost the projects. She extending our stuff at home. Those are visionary leadership, and you can count on. We're very proud, and I'm sure Grangians are proud of what they're doing. I remember people would tell, and they support you based on what they see. And there are a lot of visible things that she's done. I think the organization is on course, and I want to take this time to appeal to all Grangians that are going to the convention. Let's not look at section, let's not look at tribe, let's look at the progress that this lady has made together with her team, and encourage them to do more. So I just want to take this time to thank you, Prince, and thank those that are listening to us, in order to have a viable Granger Association that will be able to reach out to all of us here in the United States and back home. Let's support this administration and carry them for the second term. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Collins, President Collins. Thank you very much. And gentlemen, thanks for coming. Appreciate the show, and ciao.
Thank you, Prince. Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for tonight. And that's it. 2 hours. Not bad. 2 hours. Exact 2 hours. This time, that's what we're going to do. Have a show 2 hours. We're out. 2 hours. If we get damaged, we can have 2 shows. If we have another person coming to now, we just put it on 1 hour information coming. The other one, we whip it out there to the people. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the time. And again, this go to the other side of the team, Mr. Gilmore. We speak. This is his platform that brought Gilmore to permanent though. I used to have show with Gilmore 2022, 2023, and all the time. If you call him tonight, ask him, he gonna tell you, this platform here, Gilmore was all saying here. Pop, 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 pop. That's why I said this guy who just come here alone, like the legs of Urias, the legs of Jenkins, they don't know Gilmore. That was the time Bobby Tudor used to be strong supporter of Gilmore. We're talking about Jerome Gowell, strong supporter of Gilmore. And my man Stanley and Trinity Tattle from Iowa Demore, strong support. Pioneer giving the cause, making the case for Gilmore. They show what that. All of a sudden, Gilmore allowed, he allowed these guys who think outside the box. I mean, who just think inside the box, they don't think outside the box, to tell him, no, don't go on that show. The man not for you. Don't go on that show. The man not for you. Come here now and tell us the way the 3 guys did. You can come and do your own. You come, you can do your own. We'll give you the time. You don't even want for me to talk, so you can talk to the people around you there. We'll give you the time. I brought JJ at other time. JJ said I should give him a chance to talk. 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, JJ talking. 1 minute. So the show is here. If you want to give your kids to come and we'll play your tape. If you want your tape to be played, we'll play your tape. That's what we're going to do. We'll play your tape. I'll charge you, we'll play your tape. If you want your tape to be played, we'll play your tape. But I got this video here. The people requested that I play this video here. I don't know who this guy in this video. Everybody want this guy to, everybody want this video to be played. Everybody want this video to be played. Myself, I didn't listen to what this guy said.
It seems only. What you gotta say about this convention? I mean, it was great. It was great. We had a splendid time. We had a splendid time, meeting old friends. It seems only catching on more things. It's good.
GTA is what?
Amazing. I mean, we will be at the cookout tomorrow. We all are winners. Congratulations to all the winners.
The cookout, that's what the new fun area.
Yes.
It's all about GTA.
Yes.
Thank you so much for everything.
Appreciate it.
We gotta take our union to the next level.
We will definitely. And I expect my intern today, but I want to applaud you for keeping that unity within the union. And as one of the teams that you worked on so hard before you as a senator to the presidency, and you kept that unity among us, trying to break back broken pieces, people that left, try your best. I'm going to applaud you and your administration. A really, really good thing. And you see the unity. We are coming back to where we belong. What they have destroyed, you are building that. Keep that going. Inshallah. Thank you. Don't be deterred by anybody.
Thank you.
I'm very happy this is my.
The guy in the video there, that's actually Mao. Mao guy. He's from the Mao organization. Right there. That guy you see right there, that guy is actually Mao. He's on the post here. He's watching everything tonight. He's the current chaplain on that ticket, Gilmore's blue ticket. He's on that ticket. So this is the guy. This is the guy who. So all the things they say about Edith, the guy just said in his own word, and you put it in what it broke. So actually, Mao, what's going on, Mr. Mao? Give me a call, Mr. Mao. If you want to come, Mr. Mao, we can bring you on. So, Mr. Mao, the Mao man. They say, please play RG Mao, some more. Achi Mao, he own one away, gotta say. Achi Mao, own one. Okay. I think the other camp can use it at the Mao TV and campaign or lot. That's it. So, yeah, mainstream know I saw about in my hour now, so I saw a video where you let me so I come go. I come to go in my hour. So that's how I will do it. We'll go in my hour then. But that's actually my actually my you go come on my show and throw to I will throw to you. Yeah, you talking in your Gucci. You get dressed. I want you to learn what a man coupe man. You dressing me.
Congratulations to all the winners.
Yeah.
We had a splendid time, you know, meeting old friends.
The old friends.
So what you gotta say about this convention?
I mean, it was great. It was great. We had a splendid time. We had a splendid time, you know, meeting old friends. They seem to catching on more things. It's good.
GTA is what?
Amazing, amazing. I mean, we will be at the cookout tomorrow. You know, we are winners. Congratulations to all the winners.
Oh God, that's good. Got the new fun area.
Yes.
It's all about GTA.
Yes.
Thank you so much for everything.
Appreciate it.
We gotta take our union to the next level.
We will definitely. And I expect my interview today, but I want to applaud you for you know keeping that unity within the union. And as one of the things that you worked on so hard before you as a senator to the presidency, and you kept that unity among us, trying to break back, broken pieces, people that left, try your best. I'm going to applaud you and your administration. I really do. And you see the unity, we are coming back to where we belong. What they are destroyed, you are building that. Keep.
Achieve Mao. What they have destroyed, you are building that. Quote, what they have destroyed, you are building that. Unquote. I'm not there against you, I've unquoted. That's Achieve Mao. So talk to you all tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll be interviewing the guys from the Mosa P. Harris camp. The flyer will go all in another boom. In another boom. I'm going to put that flyer up. A boom. Before you make up your mind, the flyer will go up. The Mosa P. Harris. All of them coming. Can you imagine? They are coming. They are angry. With the person with the question mark and the money in front of them. They are angry. PRA officials, Mosa PRA officials, they're speaking out tomorrow. You got on the flyer here, you got the president in the Dagogu, Prince Vlad, the vice president here, Desi Kamara, the secretary general, Lawrence T. You got Vera Davis Okine, you got Christopher Quia, you got Uriah Soon, you got Floyd George, you got Stanley Flan, you got Elisa Payne, you got Dinand Solo Double, you got Stephen Warranty. But the question mark here, the big question mark here, around our own sister, Joetta Kumar Philip. So the whole group of P. Harris, they will be there, and I want to sit one-on-one with the president while I interview him. So the president going to be in my town. I'm going to sit with him, and I want to sit with Christopher Kuya. We will be in the same room. Why all these people would join us. Ladies and gentlemen, it won't be easy tomorrow. Uriah soon gonna be on there. He's not gonna campaign tomorrow for Gilmore. The membership committee chairman Stanley Flan. These people are angry that Kuma Philip, Joetta Kuma Philip, allegedly goes into their bank account and grab $19,425. And we're going to play a tip too. This is the double show now. We're bringing things. We're going to play the tip where Kumar said it and admitted in the audio that she has that money. And she's going to pay that money, give the money to the people. Up to now, they are running behind Kumar and they can't get up. They can't get up. Yeah, that's what Achi said. These are the words of Achi Mao, the Mao guy from the Mao Society. Quote, what you have known, he said, what they have destroyed, not you, what they have destroyed, You are building it back, unquote. That's Achi Mao, the Mao guy. That person can dress. And the man too can speak. The man a clever man. I can give it to him. The man breathing, get brains. Okay, I gotta give it to him. So this is going to be a hot one tomorrow. The P. Harris, the Moses P. Harris, the Moses Poker Harris boys, the boys from the 70s, 80s, and sometimes they get to 2000 born among them. Kauflan, the funny father of that organization, the Viola Davis Okan, the first female president. She's angry, including her own mother. Comfort Subai is the mother for the organization. She's angry. The chair lady, Francis G, they're all angry. Why? Kuma said she took all the money for safekeeping because the EMI number expired. But you listen to a group for herself. IRS writing out that the EMI number expired, but they had 38,000 some more dollars in the account. Kuma did not save all the 38,000 in change. She only grabbed $19,450 from the account to save it. So she left the other one with IRS for IRS to grab it. Does it make sense? That's the time where you see Vivian Ray will say, please help me to make this to make sense to me. But don't rush. Tomorrow, 5 p.m., 6 p.m., we will be on there. The president myself will be in the same room by the grace of God. He's on his way here. He said, Prince, I have to sit with you for this interview. Christopher Quia, they said they got to sit with me for this interview. And then all these P. Harris people will be connecting. Tomorrow is going to be tough, rough. Everything will be said. They're not holding back. They're going to tell you what the action they're going to take, how they're going to make this money to come back. But ladies and gentlemen, that's how we're going to do it for tonight. Don't let me bring tomorrow's show on for tonight. But the flyer will soon pop out. Watch out for the flyer. It's Moses P. Harris. That Moses Poker Harris Association in the United States. Moses P. Harris Association. Poker. P stands for poker. I think it was the first superintendent when the Grand Jury was founded in 1964. Grand Jury in Nema County had an independent the same year, according to history. So he was the first superintendent, superintendent. So those who were born in the 60s, in the late 60s, in the early 70s, and going to the 80s, and even the Civil War people, child still children and all, they are part of the PRs now. Because we got people born 2000, 35-year-old people in the organization. The organization is a young people organization. They are breeding young people, but the young people now, they are afraid because money is like Jean Moula. It's been eaten by a certain group of people. Is the president involved in this? We're going to know tomorrow. Was the secretary involved? We're going to know. Was the VP involved? Was there some kind of collusion or some kind of thing they did? Like 19,000. And we will display bank statement tomorrow. This is the double show. You remember when I told you that Danny Boy eating people money? You know how many people insulted me? That I spoiled Danny Boy. I did that to Danny Boy. Until they heard the tape and they saw the bank statement. Where Zelle was being transferred. Why would you be stupid? Open your bank account now. Open your bank statement and tell me when you sell money to somebody, if you're not sure that person name, the boss sell money from here to he say, yeah, Danny boy, order you are getting you and mess you do you not understand I don't want about bring it down for you. Or you are that mean eat the people money, or getting you that means store the people money, or boy, I cannot tell you what I want me. But that's it. We're gonna call it for tonight. For those, if you want to get that one, that's a special money you got to pay for that classmate fee. Then I can teach you that one. But it can't be said here because Mark Zuckerberg is listening to me, he's watching me, my every move and my every reaction. Money, money, money. Grand Jury organization and money. It is dangerous. It is dangerous, dangerous, and dangerous, dangerous. So that's it, Gibson Jerry. You're in the media. This is it. You got all the. Can you imagine we're facing flyer? This is the first time we ever face flyer with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All of them who check, they are angry. All of them angry. That's what I mean. Who check. All of them, they are angry. They want to come on. So we're facing the flyer. But how would do the thing? So we just crack the head in. Small, just put the eyeball in there. Be going will be on the flyer here. Francie G will be on the flyer here. And Muna Vlay Muna said the thing won't give her pressure. She said when the story went in the thing there, she thought the people were lying. So she didn't put her phone on. She go to where she called her phone off. Because they chat, she said, I put the phone off. My pressure. Why the woman take the money that day? She made the people to drive to Minnesota 2 times to get the money. But when you ask her, she cuss and cussing and cuss. You know how many cussing people can cuss people than us? We are giving you factual information here. When I put the story, oh, you lying on the woman, you do the bank statement with Zelle and over the counter withdrawal. When I share it to you, and you will give up. Now, not from mine. Mercy, when I say not from mine, mean your house will lost. Your house, I know how to move from anybody, but not from mine. Your house will lost. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Kesi say we're getting the contract, so you can do it better for us. Kuma said she get the money. She will get the money. That's what she said. People then calling her to get the people money. The money plenty. What do you do, man? It means the money plenty. When you hear Main Street, I'll get Main Street citizenship in Nigeria. Then he'll carry me to Grand Crew, to a Martha, Grand Martha. He gave me membership there, citizenship. He bring me to Nima to Papeta. Then he gave me citizenship. So I sell my citizenship to the Main Street group. He sell his citizenship to me. That's it. Vice versa. We all will benefit. We will get benefit. So, ladies and gentlemen, when the news broker come for so I say, no, I have to drink cold water. Not I have to drink cold water. All pressure went up. She had to drink cold water to bring it down. As soon as she drank that glass of cold water, it brought her pressure down. No more stabilize it. Even the UN Secretary, Uriah Soon, who can be going live, he's surprised. He's surprisingly surprised. He said, no, it can't happen. Floor jaw. He said, they want to be you. It can't happen. Where you didn't knew from. So I put a story all in the chat. The first person who called me, I met you, Joey. So please stop talking. I can't think about the game. I said, you want me to send you the bank statement? That's Zelle, that over the counter, 2 grand, 3 grand, 4 grand, going and coming and this. You think I can just jump out 13? You know how long the thing been in it? This story been in the making from January. I put the money back. I put the money back. January, they holding up. They want to talk. You think I holding and begging people will be holding until the year? They say, change your worry. From where? Change your worry. The last one I went to the meeting, we say, okay, how many you get? Like what I need? Crispy Romeo. We gotta play the tea. Oh, yeah, the performance. Crispy play the tea. Say, how many you get? How many you get for the people? 19, you know, only year for $19,425. Yeah, God, I thought I keep it in. Then somebody asked me, why? Don't let me the whole, don't let me the separate the whole. Let me keep some, please go to where? I have to where? I will go to where? The west side of my hall right here. I get going, I got black, 1 block away. That black working. My whole red is 1 block away. Sometimes I say, well, I don't want to drive a car. I just walk to the place. It's 1 block, but now drive, you got to there. You can't go be. When a guy hit you, it's not a car to there. The police got no power. You on the road, so you got to drive. I will see you tomorrow. Aban. If not join show, everybody. Aban. I don't know. They say one of power people. Aban. Then say You so oh mamo. I did you did you want bow? Would you kind my dear? You do a dear me zably or your pair. Dear. Would they would the doing audit. The money 20 grand. Because the one she says she get, it will know, we put up. But then you can't tell me that Gibson Jerry, Mesfi, Doris Sally, Patrick Balu, Balu. Is the lady went Facebook and said, I did not hear her side of the story, her public story. I'm in this meeting. We had a meeting last Tuesday. That because they bring my around with her and this and that. So the final meeting will go on Tuesday. And in that meeting, I heard everything that was said in the meeting. That's why, and I heard her side of the story in the meeting. I published it and she said, well, I'll go back to her to get her side of the story. What side again you want for me to get Jesus Christ son? Like I'm to a press conference. The president or whoever pastor or the president, the kid at press conference. Then I'm gonna turn around again, go ask the president. I finished listening. Casey made it to make sense to me, Casey. But tomorrow we'll be here tomorrow 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Ciao. Abananayo, Wari Banao, Sabari. Yako from Cote d'Ivoire. I think that the people, whoever they say Yako. Then on the Mandingo man say Wari Bana. No, the Mandingo man say Wari Bana. I mean the money finish. They say Sabari. I think Sabari means sorry. Then the Mandingo go and the playing article were written from the Oman. Once you go up on the second floor, down on the first floor, Oman got TV. So go watch TV up there. The Oman brought one girlfriend. I think from Kuroko or wherever she brought a girlfriend. The Mandingo girl. She couldn't feel the French good. So when in the place out there, we put the TV on. We press on, I think the remote, the TV, the channel couldn't count on. The girl came, she was in the place, she was a robot, the girl put the temperature again. The girl said, two salads and yankami. And yankami, everything scatter. You scatter all the TV channel. The money was every money scatter. Boy. Let me play my man Achimao and I'll give him it. But my man Achimao, the man from the Mouth Society. Achimao, man. Achimao, the book and wear clothes. I want to let my beginner here shine to a party. Achimao. You see the watching the ball hand? The wash I don't in the ball hand. I put it on the board and small thing and wash. I don't want to show you a man why I don't go close. You look at watch. You see the man speaking? Listen to
Yeah, that's plenty of time, meeting old friends.
How you doing? What you gotta say about this convention?
I mean, it was great. We had a splendid time. Meeting old friends. It seems only catching on more things. Good.
GTA is what?
Amazing. I mean, we will be at the cookout tomorrow. We are winners. Congratulations to all the winners.
So God, that's got the mean fun area.
Yes.
It's all about GTA.
Yes.
Thank you so much for everything.
Appreciate it.
We gotta take our union to the next level.
We will definitely. And I it's not about it, sorry, today, but I want to applaud you for keeping that unity within the union. And as one of the things that you worked on so hard before you as a senator to the presidency, and you kept that unity among us, trying to break back broken pieces people that left, try your best. I'm going to applaud you and your administration. I really do.
the man can wear clothes. The man will wear clothes. I see Blair, I know it. Blair, I watch it on that boy and I small money. You see the man woman on it, she was sharing one of the things she laughed. She spilled her husband. The man talk fast. Achimao. I'll bring Achimao. Next week I'll bring Achimao on the show. Yeah, Achimao. You and myself have a one-on-one conversation. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Bye.